Joining us now to talk about this epidemic is the Onondaga County Health Commissioner, Dr. Katie Anderson. Dr. Anderson, good to see you again. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to start out with some numbers, even though we go beyond that in the special. 2,200 overdoses through the end of November. That's this year. All drugs, though, you would suspect most are opioids. 65 deaths from opioids through the end of June. Your assessment of those numbers and where we're at in this community.
There's two trends that are important to highlight right now. So first is that the number of overdoses is high, and it's been climbing in the last few years here and across the country, and a lot of that is due to fentanyl and the infiltration of fentanyl into our community. So that's really concerning. But the other trend that I'd like to highlight is really a cause for some optimism, and that is that over the last several years in our county, we were seeing in step with the rise in overdoses, a rise in deaths associated with overdoses, and in the last 2 years, we hope that we've started to see a slight turn in that trend. And we expect that that's due in part to the extensive efforts that the health department and many others in our community have been doing to get out there, distribute Narcan, train on Narcan, get out fentanyl testing strips, and try to prevent deaths while we try to get people into treatment.
Well, it must be working because, I mean, we know, we've said it so many times, fentanyl is so incredibly dangerous in such small amounts. I mean, just how prevalent is it these days in the community?
So overall, drugs in our area compared to a few decades ago are easier to access, they're cheaper, they're more potent, and they're more mixed, meaning it's unknown what you're actually getting. There's other drugs mixed in, there's other chemicals mixed in. And it's important to say that fentanyl overall, it can have some important clinical uses. As it's FDA regulated, as it's given by doctors to treat things like cancer pain, it has some good. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about unhealthy, unregulated, unverified use of fentanyl. It's very prevalent. Right now, it's over 90% of the deaths that we're seeing, and it's so potent that individuals can overdose and stop breathing. And it's also mixed with things like xylazine, which we're increasingly seeing in our community, and is even more concerning because that does not respond to Narcan, but can also lead you to stop breathing.
That is scary stuff. I don't know if people understand what xylazine is. If you could explain that and the type of effects it's having on people.
Yeah, so xylazine is an animal tranquilizer. It was very prevalent in Pennsylvania. We're starting to see it creep in here, and it's mixed with fentanyl because it can cause some similar sedating effects. It can lead to the same types of overdoses, but if you're giving Narcan to someone, if it's xylazine, they may not respond, or they won't respond and come around, and it's also causing significant wounds that we're seeing in our community as well.
It's probably like physical wounds on people's bodies.
Physical wounds that are hard to heal, and we're seeing more and more of that.
What are the demographics? People might have an idea of this is what a drug user looks like. I'm guessing there really is no specific demographic anymore, is there?
A drug addiction can impact anyone from any background. If we look at the numbers, the largest demographic that we see represented tends to be white men, age about 30 to 45. But again, it can impact anybody.
And you're seeing that too. I mean, so many people are being affected by this. And what kind of help is out there for people, for families struggling, don't know where to turn?
Yeah, so anyone can call 211 to get linked up to resources. We actually have a fair number of resources in our community. We're fortunate for that. Helio has a 24-hour phone line, and just this week opened crisis stabilization beds. Kraus has weekday hours for services, and at the county we have peer resources where folks can call in and get linked up with someone who can help walk them through the process of recovery and link them to resources as well.
How do you even, we have about a minute left, Dr. Anderson, how do you, because some people are really good at hiding their addiction. Yeah. How do you even recognize it? What are some of those obvious signs?
Right, so fentanyl and opioids are concerning because they are addictive. So along with that, there's the physical things we worry about like overdose, but it can cause addiction behaviors just like anything else where you keep using despite the fact that it's impacting your finances, your health, your relationships, your jobs. And so beyond the physical signs like risk of overdose and the behaviors that go along with that, there's the life impacts. So it can be hard to pick up on.
And we've got about 30 seconds left. How important is it for everyone to get trained in the use of naloxone?
Thank you for raising that. So opioid use is prevalent in our community as it is everywhere, and I'd encourage every single person in our community to go out and get trained on how to use Narcan. There's online videos. You can reach out to one of our organizations. You never know when you'll come across someone who may need it. It's easy to do, and you could save a life.
You've done it. Not hard, right?
It is not hard. It can take you 5 minutes to learn it, and it's so easy. It's just it's like a nasal spray. Very simple to use. Easy, easy, easy. You can save a life.
You can save a life.
Dr. Anderson, thank you so much. We always appreciate having